I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
The bold move of putting mankind on the moon created vast wealth and prosperity for the United States. U.S. intellectual property value now exceeds our tangible asset worth. Although manufacturing is shifting to Asia, half of global IP licensing income flows to the U.S. Evacuated tube transport is efficiency-improving technology that has benefits far exceeding what NASA created during the 1960s and 70s. Because of exorbitant costs, only a few astronauts ever experienced frictionless travel in orbit. By contrast, ETT will offer an enormous benefit of frictionless space travel on Earth for everyone to enjoy at any time. The value of ETT will dwarf the wealth that NASA-inspired IP and hardware created. The first nations to leverage ETT will trigger and ride a wave of unprecedented global prosperity. ETT will eliminate oil reliance, enhance global security, green the earth, invigorate stagnant industries, and net millions of high-paying jobs. Most importantly, ETT will stimulate the global economy by availing an extremely high return on investments for companies who build it. ETT is a patented technology where travel occurs without air resistance or rolling resistance. ETT can accomplish 50 times more transportation per kilowatt hour than electric cars or trains. ETT is silent, ultra-safe, faster than jets, and is powered by electricity. Air is permanently removed from two 5-foot diameter tubes built along a travel route. ETT is not pneumatic tube transport commonly used at drive-up banks. Car-sized passenger or cargo capsules travel in the tubes on frictionless magnetic levitation. Airlocks at stations allow transfer without admitting air. Linear motors safely accelerate the capsules. For most of the trip, they coast through the vacuum without using any additional energy. Acceleration energy is recovered at the end of the trip by using linear generators to decelerate the capsules. ETT will eventually serve most homes. ETT is networked like freeways. The capsules are automatically routed like internet traffic, yet a capsule can exit the system at any desired branch. Speeds of 350 miles per hour for in-state use will develop to 4,000 miles per hour for cross-country. That means New York to LA in 45 minutes, or New York to Beijing, China in just 2 hours. Empty ETT capsules weigh 400 pounds, yet can accommodate 6 people or 3 pallets of cargo. Guideways to support ETT capsules require 1/20th the material needed to support trains. Material efficiency and automated production will drop cost to less than 1/10 that of a high-speed rail, or 1/4 as much as a freeway. Automated switching allows 350 mile-per-hour ETT routes to exceed the capacity of a 32-lane freeway. ETT value will produce ROI high enough to guarantee private investment. ETT benefits will compound for generations. Collectively, companies have invested billions developing ETT, though most are yet unaware of it. For instance, many companies currently produce the hardware and software necessary to build and automate ETT. The technology is owned by ET3.com Incorporated, an open and growing consortium of licensees. These companies and individuals collectively network and leverage their assets to implement, manage, and improve ETT. Private investment of $500 billion in optimally placed ETT routes will displace up to half of U.S. transportation. The manifold annual return on this investment will include a direct savings of $1.4 trillion, time savings of $625 billion, environmental benefits over $200 billion, security benefits of $70 billion, and 20,000 lives saved annually from automobile accidents. This totals almost $2.3 trillion per year. Secondary benefits include economic expansion, better distribution of commodities, improved global standard of living, real estate value appreciation, and accessibility to education and markets, to mention only a few. Building a 14,500-mile ETT backbone from New York to London via Alaska, China, India, and Europe for less than $1 trillion would capture 10% of the $8.5 trillion global transportation pie by connecting major population and production centers. Traveling from New York City to Beijing in 2 hours on ETT with a comparable fare to flying would yield 90% profit margin. This allows greatly reduced transportation cost. In less than a generation, the expansion of the ETT network could capture a majority of Earth's transportation, with potential to grow to over 30 trillion per year present value. China recognizes the immense value of ETT and holds a 5-year advantage over the US in its implementation. Instead of waiting for others, we have a patriotic duty to leverage our advantage on intellectual property and be the first nation to commercialize ETT, leading the world out of the present global economic crisis. We can boldly create unprecedented environmental, social, and economic returns through ETT. This will usher in an age of global prosperity for many generations. The United States will enjoy enormous profits by providing transportation, just like Saudi Arabia sells oil. Find out more and get involved in creating the shift to ETT at www.et3.com. Thanks for watching.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.